Hi there, it's Rachel with Bonnie, and today she and I are going to be reviewing loose leash walking and heeling. Both are really important. It's good to practice both because it's the fundamental of good leash manners, which Bonnie needs for wherever you take her. Drop that. She is in a frisky mood today, so she's chewing on this leash here. Anyway, so first we're going to start with loose leash walking. Remember, leave that alone. In doing loose leash walking with Bonnie, you want to hold on to the end and give her the full leash. That way she has plenty of room to walk around and explore, and she doesn't need to pull. Of course, if you have her right here, anything that she does would be pulling. So give her the whole leash and let her explore. This also tells you when she does start to pull. So when the leash gets tight and your arm is out like that, then you know to correct it. Remember, there are two methods, the first method being the back method, in which case when you're walking, she starts to pull, you plant your feet right where you are, snap your fingers or pat your leg and say, Bonnie, back. And see, even though she wasn't even pulling, we weren't going anywhere, she responded to it and she came back to me. The other method is called the reverse method. So when you're walking and she starts to pull, you turn 180 degrees, Bonnie, this way, and you do that. I wasn't expecting to do that, but she was pulling. So you turn 180 degrees, give a couple of light tugs or a wiggle to the leash, and say, Bonnie, this way, and start walking in the other direction, and she will follow you. Now, it's really important to practice both and see which one she responds best to, or which one is most applicable to the situation you're in. So if you're, say, taking her to the vet's office or to Petco or something, and you want her to walk nicely between the leash or between the car and the door, it might not work very well to do the reverse method where you have to keep turning around every time. Bonnie, this way. The back method might be better so that you can just pause and then continue in the same direction instead of going back and forth. But it's good to practice both to see which one Bonnie responds the best to. So she and I are going to start walking around, and we'll see if she pulls. I think she will most likely pull when we get close to the wall because that seems to be most interesting. And I will try a combination of both methods depending on which one will work the best in that situation. And we'll just practice with her. So come on, Bonnie. Bonnie, back. Good girl. She's doing really well. Bonnie, this way. Bonnie, this way. All right, she's doing very well. She's walking very nicely on the leash. This can also be good for lagging, especially here where Bonnie's comfortable. She's not really pulling, she's just kind of wanting to check things out on her own time and lag. So the reverse method is good if you just keep on going in your direction and give her a tug and say, Bonnie, this way. Or if she's going off to the side, you can use the back method and pat your leg and get her back to you there. So it seems like, at least in this situation, that is more of a problem than Bonnie actually pulling. But both are good to use for those situations. You just need to recognize when to use it. You want to teach good leash manners, which that includes staying with you, to where you don't have to wait for her or anything like that. Now remember, with loose leash walking, we don't give treats because the treat is that she gets to keep walking. It's important to practice this about 20 to 30 minutes a day. So if you take her on a walk around your neighborhood, I'd suggest doing that when it's busy so you can practice, and taking her different routes so she's exposed to different distractions and different smells and things like that, so that she can become a loose leash walking pro, and she'll know that whenever the leash goes on her, she has to walk respectfully on it. With that being said, we're now going to work on a little bit of heeling to review. I know she's been exposed to it a little bit. Heeling is good if you're going through kind of a tight situation. You really need her attention on you. So say there are a bunch of dogs, or there's stuff on the sidewalk in the road that you don't want her to get, and you need her attention and you want her close by you, then you would do the heeling. You definitely don't heel for the entire walk. That's too much work. But if you do walk her for 20 to 30 minutes, maybe do, a minute and a half to 2 minutes of heeling and do little patterns here and there, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout that walk, just to get her attention. Now with heeling, you want her close to your side, and you can incorporate right turn, left turn, and about turn, which is just a 180, and also different speeds, which is important. So if you see a situation in front of you that you don't really want Bonnie to get involved in, you can have her sit next to you, put her in a heel, and just keep walking right on through, and walk quickly to keep Bonnie with you. So, Bonnie, come here. Bonnie. Now you can use treats for heeling. Bonnie, sit. Good, sit. All right, I like to start heeling on the left side. That's just my personal preference. And with how her choke chain's on, the left side is a good way, because if I do have to pull on it, it is in the perfect position to release, and it won't stay tight on her. You definitely want to make sure that the choke chain does not stay tight when you're heeling or when you're doing anything, because it's meant to correct her. And if you give her a quick tug to correct the behavior, you want it to release as soon as she stops doing that behavior. Otherwise, she's still going to feel the physical correction even though she has corrected her behavior. So just a quick note on that. All right, Bonnie, sit. Bonnie, sit. Good, sit. All right, now we're going to heel, and remember, lead with the leg that's closest to Bonnie. So, Bonnie, heel. Good heel, Bonnie. Good heel. Heel. Good heel, Bonnie. Good job. Good job. Heel. Heel. Good heel, Bonnie. Good girl. Good heel. All right, she did very well there. I'm very impressed. I know it's been a while since I've done heeling with her, and so the fact that she is doing so well really impresses me. So keep up the good work with her at home. Remember, with heel, she always sits by your side when you're done. Now, she knows enough that I don't have to tell her sit when I stop, which is what you're supposed to do. It is inclusive of the heel command. So when you tell her heel, you're also telling her that when you stop, she needs to sit, which she did very well at. I still had the treat in my hand, and I would hold the treat up and bait her into a sit, but I never actually had to tell her to sit. So that's very good, and that's what I want to see with her. You can see that I did some different turns, and she did very well. When I did like a right turn or an about turn and she kind of lagged, I gave her a little tug on the leash to encourage her to speed up, and I may have made kind of a kissing sound or told her to heel again, just so she remembers and so she sticks right by my side. You don't want her getting ahead of you or behind you for heeling. You want her head right here with you. Another thing, you want good clean sits, which Bonnie did a great job of. When she sat right next to me. She was straight. She wasn't that far from me. A lot of times when you stop, dogs will want to swing around and turn to look at you. So they'll get way out here or even get in front of you, and they'll be almost perpendicular to you. You want them right by your side, which Bonnie did a great job of. She did really well today, so keep on working with Bonnie on her leash manners. This was Rachel and Bonnie. We were doing a loose leash walking and heel review.